Hotshot Haven, boss man. I was out there saying you boss man. So what you do when you own the operator, you got leased on your company, got your company reputation in the palm of their hand. They turn around, get bullshit ass driver, they abandon the load, say what he ain't gonna do. What you do? You a boss, you say you a boss, what you do? You go get it. It be 5 6. Little clip I shot. That was a live video I shot at the time. I had just drove about 5.5, 6 hours to Batesville, Arkansas from Brandon, Mississippi to pick up a load that was supposed to be picked up by one of my newly leased on operators. They ain't go get it. Okay. Alright. Now I gotta give you the backstory on it. And this goes into where the video runs into today. What not to do as an owner operator leased on to someone else's MC. What not to do. We're gonna get some what to do's in there, but you know what you need to do because it works. You gotta do your job. But what should you try your best as a new leased on operator? What should you try your best not to do? Number one, first and foremost, do not come into somebody else's lease purchase or lease opportunity and try and run their company. Don't do it. That's just like anywhere else you would happen to work at that you might be a contract employee or something, where you work for yourself, but you work at the discretion of somebody that is contracting a job out to you. You have to do it up to the standards of the company that you are being contracted by, or you may not get paid, or, liabilities occur. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not done up to spec. Well, also in the same mode, if you are a new leased on operator and you're not bringing over a customer base, please don't expect that owner of the company to change his customer base or to renege on obligations based upon you not keeping your word. So don't do that. Be a person of your word. If you have a hired driver, you and your driver need to have an understanding that we work under this company over here, and if a load is booked and we say we're going to take it and we got to be at X place at X time, and we say we're going to be there, we need to be there, or either have open line of communication with a good enough reason of why you're not going to be there. You just don't not show up or just decide in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 hours before the pickup, I ain't going. It don't work like that. So don't do that. Don't do that, because one thing you do, you jeopardize the relationship that the company that you actually under has with the customer or the broker or whoever it is they're getting freight from. You jeopardizing their relationship, whether it be intentional or not. You are, okay? All right. Also, if you are spank brand new, I'm talking about straight off the showroom for brand new to a Hotshot. You have never done this before. You watched a lot of videos, you know what I'm saying, but Company-wise, you never just really did the business part of a trucking company. You know what I'm saying? You may have never delved into this type of equipment. You don't really understand fully the hours of service, even though you read it. It doesn't really resonate to you till you see it in practice on a day-to-day basis. So, come in seeking to learn and soak up the game. Let them give you the game. Because it had to be something about their company that made you want to be a lease on an operator to that company. It was something about it. I know you just didn't randomly pick. You saw something they was doing that you like, and evidently they was probably running freight. You probably seen them running a lot of freight. You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point where, it gets very serious, you know what I'm saying, with these contract carrier broker agreements and things that are signed in the process of doing carrier packets that are binding contracts. And when these loads are set to be picked up, sometimes there are cancellation fees and late fees associated with not doing what you say you're going to do. Simple as that. Don't be a person that person that's putting this trust in you. See, that's the biggest thing about it. When a company lets you lease on, they're putting trust in you. You know what I'm saying? They're actually trusting you to go out there and operate the vehicle, carry the load, deliver them safely, on time, without damage. Things like that, and be a time management person. Don't make the dispatcher or the person that you leasing on to have to look for you. Call, check in sometime. They should call and check in with you. But there should always be an open line of communication, even if it's just some kind of chirp text app or group message or something like that. Keep an open line of communication, because while you're out on the road, things in the office are steady happening. You getting updates, and you got brokers calling, you got shippers and receivers calling, wanting to know ETAs, so be accessible. Don't be the guy that everybody has to try and call 50 times to find you. You know what I mean? If you got phone service, your phone should be on. It should be charged at all times. So be that person. And piggybacking off what I just said about, soaking up the game and learning it as you come in. Every company has their way of doing business. Every company has their way of evaluating numbers as they stand, as far as expenses versus income as far as the company. So, with that being said, and rates being kind of low right now, that's up for debate. Again, I say that's up for debate because negotiation is negotiation. If you're going to carry it or you're not. And most stuff I'm not. So, okay. But anyway, when you come in, actually trust the process. And that's one of the biggest things I stress to anybody that leases onto a company. If it wasn't something that made you want to particularly lease onto that company, you made a hasty decision anyway. So there had to be something that drew you to that company or that particular service to, run under their number and insurance or whatever you have. And you got to understand that if that drew you to it and you're brand new, and with anything, just like anything else, there's a learning curve. You don't just come out here and become a really efficient driver, a really efficient load handler, a really efficient, person on the road where you manage time effectively immediately. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So, with that being said, the person that you get leased on to and that's finding these loads and keeping you loaded or whatever like that, they don't know you. And you got to understand that these are real customers that are a real source of income, especially at an annual rate, the way I look at things annually, as far as what you made from a particular broker or shipper or a particular customer in a year's time. It's thousands of dollars running on these people. You know what I mean? So, it's a big thing. Like I said, once again, to be able to be where you say you're going to be. If you're late, let somebody know. Don't let somebody know 5 minutes before it's time for you to be there that you're an hour late. You knew you were going to be an hour late when you looked at GPS and said you was going to get there at 3 and you're supposed to be there at 1:30. Call somebody. It's a big thing. Always have pride in what you do. You know what I'm saying? Be a stand-up person. Don't be the person that we don't know if you're going to call and actually tell the truth about where you are, what you're doing, what's your ETA. Don't do that. You're just creating a problem for yourself because everything is about time management. And also, it's going to be some time where you in some areas of the country, and people that do this, y'all know what I'm talking about. Nah, we're going to say New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, especially with a non-CDL hotshot, Florida sometime, it just depends. Hey, yeah, areas like that where freight is kind of scarce, you know what I mean? And you'll be over there dropping the load, and you may have one lined up, and something happens and it falls through. Case in point, I had one like that. Driver left, Texas area, head to Albuquerque. Took a little extra time to get there, but it's his first run, so I give him 2.5 days. I set it out. I give him 2.5 days to get from DFW area over there to Albuquerque. It took a long time for him to get over there, but he got over there, which is cool. But you can't practically book a load to pick up and you don't know when he's going to get there. So, rational thinking is, if it's X number of hours to drive, and he has X number of hours to drive, and it's possible, barring anything happening, you should get there in a day. And basically the next morning, once you do your 10 hours, the next morning, sometime before noon, probably you'll be delivered. You know what I mean? But it didn't go like that. By the end of the first day, that driver had only made it halfway to Albuquerque. So he spent half of the next morning driving on over. By that time, the load that would have picked up, about 16 miles, I think it was 16 miles away, that I was actually talking to the shipper about, going back and forth about, not really the price, but the pickup date, because he actually came in right at the wire, to drop off that first load, and he really wouldn't be able to get there to pick it up until the next morning. So, shipper says, nah, it's got to go today. I got somebody else call me, said they're going to come get it. What can I do? Nothing. Time management, to the point where ain't nothing you can do about it. So, boom, in that scramble, you got a plan B right there. It's not the best plan B, but it's a workable plan B. But, being that you are, per se, a new owner-operator, you may see this load, and I'm going to use a real example. The load went to Missouri, all the way from Albuquerque, for like, I think like $500. It might have been less than $500. It was 500 pounds, 4 feet of space. 4 feet of space, 500 pounds. Which leave you, right there, probably about 28 feet or some shit like that. 28 feet on a non-CDL Hotshot, 28 feet, probably like 10,000 pounds. On a moderately well set up that's not that heavy. Okay, we'll say 9,500 pounds and roughly 28 feet. Good length to do whatever you want to do. Okay, pick that up, and we're going to push the date so far back that we're going to use this whole rest of the trailer between the next 4 days to do loads all the way to the destination. If you know this game, you know that's how you get money. If you know this game, you know that's how you get money. And if you in this game and you ain't doing it like that, you know that's how you ain't getting no money. You can't get it. You just can't get it. You think that load being set up like that, not looking at the bigger picture, not really even knowing what's going on in your mind, which I tell you guys, we got to train our mind to think a little bit different. In your mind, you say, oh man, that is crazy. That ain't even 50 cents a mile. But how many of y'all that do this know that from Albuquerque all the way up there past St. Louis, you finna go through so much good freight? I'm talking before you even get back in Texas good, you're going to be in Amarillo area, and you got a choice. You can keep on 20, go on across, or you can go up and jump on 40 and go on across through Oklahoma. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody that don't run these highways tell me I'm lying. And you got a smorgasbord called the Midwest. Craziness. You got Tulsa, you got Oklahoma City, you got Dallas, you got oh man, you got Fort Worth, Conroe, Terrell. You got all that up in there, that industrial. Then you turn around and got, like I said, Broken Arrow, Tulsa, all the way up there through Springfield. All that up in there. But because that number didn't sound right to you, you'll just say, I don't want it. And see, that's really a luxury if somebody give you the option to even do that. And I mean, it's a luxury, but you know, most people do it, and I do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask, you know what I'm saying? You want it? Yeah. You want it? No. But don't tell me yeah. And then in the middle of the night, wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh my God, oh, that number doesn't sound right. It ain't going to be right. Oh, this not going to work out. And call me or text me or some shit like that 3, 4 in the morning and tell me, hey, I ain't going to get it. I don't want that. That ain't what we doing over here. Don't be that owner operator. Don't be that person over there trying to tell these people that been successful or they're doing this already, that had you convinced enough to sign your name on the dotted line how to run their business. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you don't know what's going on. You got to trust the process. Until they show you, and I mean both ways, the driver to the company you leased on to, give them 30 days to show you something. Give them 30 days. Same thing with the company and the owner operators. Company, get an owner operator 30 days and some stipulation that may be in the lease contract about what he can and can't do on your number or whatever like that. Now that contractually that overrides or supersede everything. But at the end of the day, like I said, give everybody 30 days. 30 days. Because you got to trust the process, because you don't know the process. If you knew the process, why would you lease on to somebody? Why wouldn't you just go get your own authority and start out straight, fresh, brand new like I did? You know what I'm saying? So, don't be that guy. These the don'ts. You know what I'm saying? Big don'ts. Don't be the guy out there with those tarps that come from Walmart that blow and tear up in the wind. Don't be that guy. Do not be that guy, man. That's the reason why you look on the load board a lot of days and you see loads and you roll it through. As soon as you click on it, go down to the special note, it say no hot shot. When you know good and well that you probably have carried that same load from that same town, probably that same place before. I'd have ran a lot of them. I'd have facilitated a lot of them getting run. I know this freight when I see it. I remember where it come from, and I catalog where it came from. So, with that being said, don't be that guy pulling up with those bad tarps, those 1-inch bungee straps instead of real 2 or 4-inch ratchet straps. Don't be that guy out there with that 1/4-inch chain, chaining down a forklift with a 1/4-inch chain out there, man. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, man. It's too many people out here doing that, you know what I'm saying, and making it so real shippers don't want to see hot shots pull up because it look like it's some 2-bit shoddy stuff going on with this high value cargo, man. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that runs your log books up under these people's number incorrectly. If you don't know, ask. Call, ask. Somebody should try and run you through some type of training. Your owner to the owner-operator. If you got a driver, you got owner and your operator have to work together. The owner should be training the operator on how to use all ELD equipment and all that type of stuff. Have some type of sit down with these people and get a real understanding. But first, you got to have a real understanding. So that goes again. Do your research. But one thing about it, you got to learn that particular company's method. You know what I mean? And that's cool, And it all go back up on being a man or a woman of your word. Don't be lying to these brokers, man. Hey, man, if you done made it up in your mind that whatever it is, if it's adding up or not adding up, don't be lying to these brokers, man. Just because it ain't your company. You feel shitty because you might have got in something you ain't fully understand and you didn't take the time to learn, and now you feel some kind of way and you want to shit on them people's name or their authority or whatever like that with these brokers. Don't make your last load be one that you accept and don't go pick up. Don't do no shit like that. Because guess what? It's low. It really corporate espionage / sabotage, but at the same time, it's low. That's pond scum shit right there, man. If you're going to leave, let your exit be graceful and on your own terms. But other than that, man, if it ain't working out for you, be man or woman enough to say, hey, man, I don't want to do this no more, and do it in a professional way where the timing is appropriate to where all parties involved could be put back in their original state of being, and that's separated. Without no L's. Ain't nobody taking no L's, you know what I'm saying? But that right there kind of sums up without really telling the whole story how to get a cease and desist letter. How you do that? Turn down loads that may be the only load in your area, and then turn around and sit for a day and pout because there's nothing there. Don't do that. Run a load not understanding the dynamics of the load at all and complaining before you were able to see daylight on what the actual plan was. Don't do that. If you're going to whine and cry, man, just stay at home. Stay at home. Don't do it. Don't be that guy that's like, man, I'm not sleeping in that truck ever. I mean, if you got a lot of hotel money or a whole bunch of free rooms, yada, 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 you could be that guy. I suggest getting you a reward-style credit card, a Visa or something like that pump gas to your heart content and get you some points and go get you some rooms for free. I know I ain't indulging that, but at the same time, man, It's stuff that go without saying, but it got to the point where I think it need to be said. You know, don't be these people, man. Don't be the person that actually gives a half-ass effort, shoddy performance on your name. Ain't nobody gonna never respect you. I ain't gonna respect you. They gonna look at you as low. I mean, you could actually go up to the be upper echelon or whatever you doing in your business and be top notch. You could be the president of the United States. I'm gonna leave that alone. But just like I said with the owner operator stuff, you can get there and flip flop and do some crazy shit. Then go back and do. You can actually get your own authority and come back out and actually do it right and get all the way up to the top upper echelon of the whole industry. Get what? Ain't nobody gonna respect you. I'm about to respect no ass. I'm about to respect no asshole. I'm just be honest with you. And that's just really some fuckery that be happening, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do a video, you know what I'm saying, how these companies that leasing people on, you know what I'm saying, and taking advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, just straight up taking advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the freight is not really present like it need to be at the percentages and all that type of stuff. And oh man, crazy insurance they charging people that ain't right and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that in another video. But this one for the owner operator to be that want to get out there and want to lease on, man, don't be that guy, man. Please don't be that dude. You know what I'm saying? That they have to actually send a certified letter to your house and cut your insurance off on your vehicle and all that stuff and have you out here starting over again or whatever you gonna have to do. Man, don't be that guy. Make an informed decision. Whatever you make a decision on, stand on it. It's stick right back on being a man or a woman of your word. You know what I'm saying? Whatever decisions you make and you say you gonna roll with it, don't flip-flop. Don't backtrack. Don't go back on what you said just because some shit ain't adding up in your head about something you know absolutely nothing about. If you knew about it, you'd already been doing it. You wouldn't be chasing up behind whatever company you chasing up behind because of what they doing. Or you wouldn't even allow anybody to give you a chance to fail, you know what I'm saying, doing that right there if you didn't see something in them that made some kind of sense to you. So don't be quick to judge. Don't be quick to judge. Everybody give everybody 30 days. And just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And there it is.